Hi, happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Here in the UK, it is now 7:15.
Hi, happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday. Sorry about that. Forgot I had the phone on. That's my fault. Hey, live shows, sometimes things go, a little haywire. But yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Just wanted to say thank you for joining us. We're a little late today. We had a little situation we had to get sorted out.
Yep, but
So
we
it
here
made us
now.
late. Yeah. You also have children, understand children and their attitudes, but there's a whole nother, we've
It's a
been
whole
there,
nother show.
whole nother show. We've been there before.
Been there, done that.
But yeah, it's all taken care of, hopefully. God help us. God pray for us.
Hmm.
Well, not God pray for us. We pray to God. God help us. You all pray for us. Because, 13, 11, and 7. Yeah, girls. Whew, I
You know
love
how
them.
it be.
I love them, but Lord, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Because I don't believe in astronomy, but a lot of people believe in that stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're not gonna go there. Because she is a Gemini, so they say, "Oh, is she a Gemini? You know what that means?" And I don't believe in that, but she definitely just, I love her to death, though.
Well, how was your week? How was your week?
My week was good. Um, I actually got some rest this week because had a couple of days off. We went to a wedding,
Yeah, it was a beautiful
beautiful wedding,
wedding.
nice, simple,
Wow.
beautiful wedding. Yeah, we ate our heart's content.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then we just chilled. This week went fast.
It did.
Seemed like once the wedding hit, um, it just poof. It was like Monday, then it was like bing, and it was
It's time for the
Friday.
week to start.
Yeah, it was time for the weekend,
Right.
and then the weekend went even faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple fact that I drove down to London yesterday and drove back,
Yeah.
which some people thought I was crazy to do, but I had
You blink your eyes, you was there, and you blink
yeah, I
your
blinked
eyes,
my
you was
eyes
back.
there and blinked my eyes, I was back. Yep.
Yeah.
It was more I just wanted to do the show live.
Right.
So I went down to Wood Green Seventh-day Adventist Church. I think it's called Wood Green Community
Yeah. Community
Center
church.
Adventist Church.
Right.
Yeah, and we had a good time. Excellent time. With Talking Point on Adventist Radio London.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, due to blessings of God, we have been also streamed on
Right.
AdventistRadioLondon.com um, at 4 o'clock. But there's also a lot of other good shows on there. There's a show for Mark. He does 2 shows.
Right.
He did the program on Halloween yesterday, the,
Yeah.
the video. I can't remember the times though. I got to get the times right. I doesn't know he does a Saturday afternoon and then Sunday morning.
Right.
And then we got Pastor Ray Patrick. He does a show, The Talking Point, Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
He also does a prayer line on Fridays at 6 here
Yeah.
in London. And also he does the Ray of Hope show at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And then we have other
All the good
Adventist
shows that
Radio.
was on there.
Yeah, it's Claudia and
Yeah.
Cynthia. It's a whole host of people that do different shows. If you want some good
Knowledge of the.
knowledge and
Mm-hmm.
just some good programming, that's a place to go. AdventisRadioLondon.com.
Yeah.
Check it out. For those that like, I grew up in New York when we had what was that? Oh, I can't think of the name of that show.
Family Radio.
Yeah, how do you remember? And I don't. Yeah, Family Radio, boy. That was, yeah.
Because I remember listening
I
to
don't.
it.
Yeah, because my pops had it on all the
Yeah.
time. He's just like, leave it on
Yeah.
to keep the house in the goods way. He just
Right.
like to keep
Right.
the house in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he always kept it on. When we left the house, he put that on before he left the house. So
Right.
that plays in our house 24/8.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember those. Yeah, it was Family Radio. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like Unshackled, and they used to have this Saturday morning, this show with children and stuff, and they used to have, I can't remember it, so long ago. I'm not a child. This like 30 years ago, but yeah, it was a good
Look, you
radio
going down
station.
memory lane.
Yeah, but yeah.
But get into what we actually want to talk about today. It's probably not going to be a long show today, guys, but we just kind of want to touch on this topic about Halloween.
You don't never know where the show's gonna go. Why you have to say it like that? Yeah, just let's get the show started.
Let's get the show started.
Let's get the party moving.
All right, so let's pray. You want to pray for us, Vito?
You can pray for us. I like the way you pray.
Okay. Lord, thank you so much for this time, Lord, and our willingness to pray to you today, Lord. As we go and talk about this topic, Halloween, Lord, just let your will be done and let the words just flow. Lord, pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right, so today is to be honest, everybody, we wasn't even going to come on today. We was like, let's take a break.
Right.
Because we're tired. I am tired. Even though I rested this week, kind of, I'm just tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Tara's tired because she's dealing with the kids and stuff, and I get to go to work, so I get a break.
Mm-hmm.
But which we said before. But as I was driving
It
down,
ain't about being physically tired, just mentally
yeah, just
tired.
mentally, yeah, I was
It ain't
driving
got
down
nothing to do
yesterday
with
to
nothing
London, and
else. Mm.
like I just got impressed that we should just come off a little while and just um shoot our opinions out there or give our opinions out there. Not even really our opinion, just even some knowledge, because I think people, this subject, people get a little offended by it, but biblically and spiritually,
Right.
I wouldn't be doing the right thing if I didn't say something
You talk
to let
directly
you
in the mic.
know.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be doing the right thing by not letting you know. So I just thought that we should get on
Right.
and just talk about this a little bit, because it's something near to our heart, especially with our kids and the school that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually saying to Tyler that I'm actually glad it fell on Sunday, because I don't know how I would have handled it if they had to go to school, because they would just wearing regular clothes, but they would not been, they would have understood. They would
Yeah,
have been happy, but they would have understood,
but
because
we definitely would have been
but
had them
honestly, I wouldn't even
participating in it.
yeah, I wouldn't even say they wouldn't have been happy, because
Mm-hmm.
they understand. They do understand, because we tell them all the time.
Right.
First off, we don't celebrate any
How?
holidays.
Right.
We don't celebrate Christmas. We don't celebrate Easter. Biblically, as I've been reminded, Easter is biblically correct, because it was the rising of Christ. So in that sense, but I don't believe in like the Easter bunnies and the eggs and the baskets and all that. I don't um, believe in that.
Right.
But when it comes to even in Christmas, I don't believe in Christmas like Santa Claus.
Right.
And we tell our children that we don't put trees up, we don't do any of that stuff. Um, I do, I do, um, I don't put trees up and stuff, but I do buy the kids something. But I don't buy it on Christmas Day.
Right.
Honestly, our kids already got what you consider their Christmas gift already, so they're good. And when Christmas come, we'll just wake up, have breakfast, and if we go out somewhere, we go somewhere. We don't know yet what we're gonna be doing, but yeah.
Right.
But we do get them. But the thing is, we get them gifts throughout the year. So I feel like we don't need to pick one particular day. I think my issue more than anything is just it's become so commercialized, to where I even believe that Christmas is not even really Christmas anymore. It's more like Thanksgiving is Black Friday, excuse me. After Thanksgiving, it's more Christmas than Christmas, because that's when people go crazy, standing outside stores, trying to do this and
Trying to buy all this
trying
for
to buy
one
all
day.
this stuff in one day,
Mm-hmm.
saving up your money for that one day, to when you go in the store, they only got 5 items, and you're like, why don't so I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you should, sell your pretty much kind of sell your soul um for our present.
Right.
What's your thought?
Yeah. So Halloween is. I feel like if you putting your children out there, dressing them up as witches or or just different people out characters that they have, and they have all these scary shows and all of this stuff, and they're accustomed to wearing um and being a part of the Halloween. And Halloween is like a big it's like a big holiday, now. And I would say more than ever than they have been in the past. And
Yeah,
we
Halloween is actually overtaking Christmas.
right,
I don't know about in the UK, but I know in the US is definitely
right,
overtaking Christmas. It's I think it's like I read somewhere it's 450 billion. No, I'm sorry, 10 billion.
right.
dollars or something like that. It's some obscene number that is taking over Christmas, that the people spend more money.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween. I'm talking about Halloween taking over
Right.
Christmas. Even to the point that I read an article where people spend an obscene amount of money for clothes for their animals
Right.
on Halloween to dress their animal. Why are you spending your hard-earned money to dress your animal on Halloween?
My thing is, what are we teaching our children on Halloween that represent Jesus, that represent God? You know what I mean? Nothing that Halloween represent is something we can say, oh, this is what God is a part of. It's demons, it's evilness, it's darkness, it's all of these things. And how would it help them even later to celebrate Halloween? You know what I mean?
Well, some
Like,
people, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Some people will say, "Oh, it's so cute to have them dress up and
right,
go out, and let them go out and go to a party, and let's go to a party and have some food, if and spiders and skulls and all that.
right,
Let's go out and have a party, you know. Can we go have a not just, oh, let's go trick or treating.
right,
Oh, let's go, let's just have a good, it's really just to have the kids to have a good time.
right,
It's just to have a good time. And that's why we do it. Or that's why I allow my children to do it.
right. And
But
and some people allow their children to watch horror movies and different things like that around this time. And I don't believe in allowing my children to watch that type of, because what you put in your children is what they take out. You know what I'm saying? You putting in all these movies that are fearful and and scary and full of darkness and killing and running away from people. It's just not a good thing. And then at some point your child afraid to go to bed at night because, oh, they watched a movie and they got nightmares and all of this type of stuff. It's setting them up for fear. And God doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. And I just don't believe that we should. This Halloween is something that we should take on as if it's okay.
yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I think, some people think that it's okay. We had a discussion yesterday, and in the discussion, some people, the church members were like, you know, about explaining it to our children. Oh, we should do it in a way, like give them an explanation, give them a
Reasonings.
reasoning, let them explain themselves. And I was like, no, because I feel like my children, we sit down at dinner and we have a discussion,
Right.
or at worship, and we
Hmm.
have a discussion. This is why we don't do what we do.
Right.
This is why we don't celebrate Halloween or Christmas, and this is the reason, because is more than anything else, when you think of Halloween, is there any, like Tara says, is there any good? Actually, we didn't say welcome to the Pedro and Tara show.
Yeah, we'll do
The
that.
Real and Raw. Sorry.
We'll do that at the end.
Yeah. All right. But as Tara said, there's no good in Halloween. Like, can anybody tell me what good comes out of Halloween?
Besides dressing up as your favorite character, as your favorite person that you want to represent. But
Yeah, it's like it's no,
hmm
and funny thing was, I was even thinking of myself, like driving down, I was listening to a clip while somebody talk about Halloween,
hmm
and I actually was like, man, wait a minute, stuff I used to watch and stuff I still watch sometimes now. I don't watch it as much, but like movies, because he was talking about Hollywood and how the devil has infiltrated, which you all know this.
hmm
Well, not everybody, but those that don't know, the devil has infiltrated Hollywood.
Right.
Hollywood influences us in everything that we do, just like Facebook. I mean, Facebook is a great tool, but just like
All
um,
social
all
media
social media,
platforms.
because you say something, next thing you know, you got 10 articles popping up about what you asked and what you said.
Right.
But like what you call again, Hollywood has definitely influenced. We go back to the days
Definitely in
of,
our children in the
yeah,
cartoons
we go
and
back to like Freddy Krueger and Elmo, Nightmare on Elm Street, and
Jason,
Jason, and what else was there?
Caroline. You got
Oh,
all
Carol,
of these.
Christine, the
Right.
car, and all those different, the Unborn.
Exorcist.
I remember when I met Tyler one day, we was watching TV and that commercial came up for Unborn, and that lady's head said "Rip," and I was like, yeah, I'm not watching that, because Tyler tell you I've always been the type that I don't watch
Horror movies.
horror movies because I just think they're too stupid, and I don't like, I even don't even like watching Bible movies that are done with adults,
In what sense?
like live
Oh,
Bible
live Bible
stories.
stories.
Yeah,
Well,
because
it
remember that
depends
time?
on how
Remember
how
that?
they
Wait,
going
wait,
by the Bible though.
Remember that time we watched that movie about Jesus?
Oh yeah,
And at the
Tina said,
end,
"Hey Tina, hey
hey,
Everall is
hey,
on.
Everall, what's up, Everall?
Everall was
Hey, Tina,
watching.
what's up, fam?
Hey Tina,
But remember that time we watched that show about Jesus, and at the end he had relations with Mary,
right? I
and
don't know.
he
That
was
was
married.
that was just by
I was
chance we
like,
came
what?
across something
I
like
was
that
like, what?
on
I even
Netflix.
remember who played Jesus. He was the guy. Those that watched Spider Man. He was the first Green Goblin.
Hmm.
I forgot the guy's name. He played Jesus in this movie, and at the end he had
Go ahead and finish the statement before we go to
he
me.
had yeah, I know we got off a little bit. He had
You got off, you mean?
yeah, I mean, because he had a wife and children, and I was
Okay,
like, what kind
okay,
of foolishness is this?
okay,
But
but we
anyway, let's
moving
get back
on.
into the Halloween. Okay, what's the first
Jeez.
day?
So Ray Marshall said, well, Tina said Chucky. I remember Chucky.
Oh, I remember Chucky.
I
Yeah,
should have never watched that thing.
yeah.
And so Ray Marshall said, "Hi, there is not
Not
anything good
yeah,
about
that's
Halloween."
good.
I
Exactly.
totally
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
What we put into our children and what we, us as believers should not be celebrating a day that glorifies demons, ghosts, witches, and
Witchcraft.
cults and witchcrafts and all that type of stuff. We need to be wise enough as believers to see the truth in what Halloween really represents.
And the thing about it is that
I mean, I'm
just
just saying.
just putting that sliver of hope in the devil
Mm-hmm.
to get into your mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he needs, guys. And that sorry, that's what I was getting to the point. End of yesterday, I said this. I said, when it comes to talking to my children, I don't hold my tongue, because I don't know how everybody feels, but we're in a war. We're in a spiritual
We're in
warfare
a
with our
spiritual
children.
warfare,
We're in a
definitely.
war. And I don't got time to sugarcoat it, because you know what? The devil's not going to sugarcoat anything when it comes to my child or to myself or to my family.
And all he want to do
And all he wants to do is
take
destroy
over our
us.
children. It ain't even too much really us. It's getting into the young minds.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Molding them and putting things in there. And then at some point, like even Kaya to now, she won't even watch. My youngest daughter, she won't even watch nothing scary because I
She
told
wouldn't
her
even watch Squid Game. When we talked about Squid Game and it came on the YouTube thing,
was-
she was
she-
like, turn
no,
it, turn it, turn
no.
it, turn
She,
it,
I said
turn
she
it.
was covering her eyes. And I always tell my children, be mindful of what you're watching or what you put it inside of yourself, because you'll start believing these things. Longer you watch something long enough and start doing something long enough, you'll start believing it.
Oh yeah. And that's where we was talking about superstitions.
I don't believe in superstitions.
And we was talking about Halloween.
Mhm.
Get a real quick about Halloween too. Not even real quick, but about Halloween. What people don't realize is that when I did some research on it, just the things that I found out,
Mhm.
how the Druids did it with the god, I think it was Somali.
Right.
I'm probably saying the name wrong, but they used to like make bonfires. And how they did this, they would actually take like a cage,
Mhm.
put it in the ground, put adults, put children, put thing, and then they'll light them a fire.
Wow.
And people say, oh, it's a debate. And when I read this, I said to myself, whenever it comes to something like when they say, oh, you start killing people or
Mhm.
you start hurting people,
Mhm.
they always say there's a debate. There's always somebody says, oh, that's not true. They was actually doing it, to bring back the god of death, or like so that the evil spirit or the spirit can come and roam the earth for that day,
Right.
and coexist with the regular people and all this.
Wow.
But beyond all of that, and then I also, where they said like bobbing for apples, I saw where they said bobbing for apples, where they used to give them a choice. If they wanted to save their life, they would bob for apples. They would actually have to get the apples, and then they'll be spared. But if they didn't get the apples, then they will be killed.
Mhm.
But the thing was that they would actually put the apples in boiling water. So
Wow.
while the person's bobbing for apples, their whole face is just melting, or
Burning
it's just
away.
burning,
Mhm.
or make them disfigured, because the water's so hot, is in boiling water.
Wow.
And then we also talked about trick or treat, where it's known that trick or treat is, they used to come to your house, and if you didn't have a treat, then they would, do things to your house, or they burn it to the ground, or they would throw tissue. And like now in today's world, this is back in the day, they are burn it to the ground, but now they throw like tissue, egg it, things like that. So there's really no treat in that either.
Right.
And I just think that people just need to be understand what they're doing when they do something.
Well,
I think knowledge is
right.
the most
Knowledge
important
is
thing.
power. Knowledge is power. And one thing I believe, I think each year, every parent should just have discussions with your children and teachings every year to teach them about why you shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to reassure your children of why you don't do something. You know what I'm saying? Because there's many Christians and churches still engage in this type of activity of, celebrating Halloween. And just like Ray Marshall was saying, Christians should not be watching horror movies either. I really agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
And
We don't watch horror movies.
right.
I admit, back in the day when I was younger,
Hmm.
even older, I was actually not really. You was more a horror person,
Right.
and I used to say to you, and beyond, I used to say to you, why are you watching that?
You did.
I used to say
And I
to you,
must
why are
and
you watching
I must
that?
admit, so before I get to what I was going to say, the next person that's on here, Frederica, she said, "Hi, Frederica.
Hey,
I
freaker.
didn't know." She said she didn't know back then in her younger days, but she know better now. Halloween,
Gotcha.
thumbs down. But I
Yeah,
was watching this movie called
no, you use it like the Evil Dead, not Evil Dead. What's
no,
that one?
it was
That big time, everybody loves it, almost as big as
it was about zombies and stuff.
the
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
I
Yeah,
used to watch it. I was watching The Walking Dead one time. We was in Bermuda, and I was ill, so I was in the bed watching it, and Pedro was in the kitchen, and and I had the lights off. So while I'm in there watching it, and it got to the part where they was going to kill the people, whatever, the zombies. And Pedro walked in, and I was like, oh, I was screaming and yelling. He said, "See, that's why you should be watching that type of stuff." And I was like, it scared me so bad. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And from that night, I stopped watching The Walking Dead. I gave it up. Sometimes when you're watching different series, it's just like you want to know what's going to happen next and
now
all
I'm
of this
gonna
type
actually
of
blow
stuff.
your spot
You
up. You
get
took a
committed.
minute. You took a minute to stop watching it. You did stop watching it, but it took you a minute. You didn't just stop
Because
at that night.
like I just said, I wanted to know what's going to happen next.
Exactly. So you didn't stop watching
I
it
was
then.
I was up in suspense.
So
I was
you
like,
did
okay, I
not
know I was
watch it.
scared
You
the
didn't
other
stop
night.
watching it then.
I
You
said, I know I
watched
was scared the
it. You
other
waited till I
night.
left the house, and you probably watched it some more, because you know if I was in the house, I'd have been like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
So you waited till I left the house. You watched a little bit more. You ain't fooling nobody. I know my
But either
wife.
way, let me tell you, from that point on, and this is how easy it is to put fear into your mind. So as I was even though I was watching the shows and stuff at night, I was scared to get up to even use the bathroom. Well, I was scared at night that somebody was going to walk in my room and do something. And then I'm an adult. So imagine if a child is watching these type of horror movies and all of this type of stuff, what they put in their minds and how they can build fear in them. So we don't need to build. Halloween is all about building fear. So you won't believe that God will protect you,
It's
right?
also about celebrating the death.
And celebrating the dead and
Yes,
and
it's more about celebrate. It's about the fear
right.
part, but it's definitely about celebrating the dead, bringing up the witchcraft,
hmm
bringing up
Because people do
the
Ouija
evil
boards.
spirits, and bringing up
hmm
I can go talk to my great uncle and find out where the money is.
What you think about people that do those Ouija board things? 'Cause I think the Ouija board is the type of game that talk to deads and souls and all that type of stuff too, right?
I don't, I'll be honest with you. I know about the Ouija board, but I even investigate. I just don't. The devil's real, so the devil can't control that,
hmm
or the demons that he.
The
that
only
he
reason
has,
I
so
say
he can't
that,
control
the
that.
only
No,
reason
I
I
mean
say
he
that
can.
because I played the Ouija board before. I ain't gonna even lie. I played it before when I was younger with some family members, and it was the most scary moment in my life. I ran out of that room so fast. I said I would never ever put myself in that type of situation ever again. I never felt so scared that this thing was moving around. People don't think it's real.
I know it's real.
People don't think
No, it's
the
real.
spirits and
But see,
demons and
that's why I try to explain to people, like,
stuff for
you
real. It
deal with
is.
fire, you will get burned.
You will.
And dealing with the devil is it's just a losing matter. People don't understand. You start dealing with the devil, and you just, you heard of the Illuminati, and you heard of things like that, and
Hmm.
it, I'm gonna tell the story, but it's
Talk.
kind of like the devil, but not really by Halloween, but it's real quick.
Right.
When I really realized how much power the devil has, when I was about to be deported, I was in immigration jail,
Hmm.
and I used to have this one guard, and I was on t-shirt duty. I was on laundry duty, whatever. So I got where I was able to, fold the t-shirts and hand them out, blah blah, whatever.
Right.
And he used to sit there and read this book. I'm like, what is he reading? He used to just, I mean, literally sit there and just be mumbling and reading a book. And then somebody said, "Oh, he's a Mason." And I was like, I never knew about this. I was, I didn't know about it.
Right.
And then, like, I was told, man, if you was a Mason, you could get out. I was like, what they mean? He was like, they got power, like, where you could
Certain
just,
groups
like,
have
certain
power.
groups, like, yeah, like,
Hmm.
because it turned out the judge was a Mason,
Wow.
because they could tell by the ring he was wearing. And he was like, yeah, he's a Mason. He would figure out, he would have probably just let you go. Because I had a chance to get bonded out and have a court date, but they said no, he needs to just go straight away, or whatever they said. I can't remember.
Right.
But my point about is, I'm not, I am saying the devil's like in the masonry thing, but I am saying that. But and I'm probably gonna get some flack for that. But my point about it is that the devil is out there in so many different forms and ways that if we're not careful, he is going to snatch us up. He's going to snatch up our children.
Hmm.
And as I've always said, when it comes to my children, I'm highly protective. You wanna see me get irritated? Talk about my children or put harm to my children, and I will become a different person.
Hmm. My
I
thing
will
is,
become
as parents, we are responsible for how our children or what they doing, what they seeing.
yeah,
You
and
know,
that's
right?
I'm sorry, because that's why like I want to say, I like to tell the children. I saw this text. Tyler, what's the verse you like?
God does give 2 Timothy.
Hmm.
God does not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind.
Right, and then I like Romans 12:2, where it says, "Do not conform to this world, but be transformed by renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God,
Hmm.
what is good and acceptable and perfect."
Right.
And I just like to, um, when it comes to things like this, I just like to refer to the Bible, because the Bible is what our guide is when it comes to these things. Because people say, well, why, why, why can't we? And I'm like, being a Christian, and not even being Adventist, just being a Christian, believing in God,
Right.
it's not easy.
It's not.
My children, we talked about, we tell our children, you're gonna be different, you're gonna be better. God
Right.
has you. God is protecting you. So therefore, you're gonna be different. So you're not gonna follow the crowd. And I just don't believe in following the crowd. And I think a lot of times the peer pressure of people, oh, let's do Halloween,
But
is just following the
right, but
crowd.
one thing you got to remember, Halloween is like a cultural thing. People been doing this stuff since they was young. Their parents been taking them trick
Yeah,
or
yeah, I
treating
understand. Yeah,
and
in
doing all of these
some
different
places they don't
things.
do it because it's too dangerous.
Right,
But
and
yeah,
some people they don't. But I'm just saying, when you're talking about this type of holiday or something like this, some people been doing this stuff for years, and they not. And some people are not going to change from it, and some
no,
people will.
yeah,
It just depends on where your mind frame at spiritually and where
mhm.
you want to go from there.
Like I always say, you can't serve two masters. You can't
No,
serve
you
the devil
can't.
and you can't serve God.
And just
It's
like
one or
Tina
the
said
other.
here, and she said, "Yep," and the devil is playing for keeps. He definitely is. That's all he wants. If he can get you and lock you in, lock your children in, start them off while they're young, dressing them up as witches and goblins and what's the other characters out there, Pedro? All of these different type of people,
Just
ghosts and
ghosts ghost.
ghosts. I'm sorry, ghosts.
And then he tries to put it like that, like even Ghostbusters. And I just saw a thing, they got a new Ghostbusters coming out.
Oh, do it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, right. I ain't watching that. But Casper the Friendly Ghost. He tries
Mm-hmm.
to put it where it's, let's put it as friendly, and then
Mm-hmm.
that way you'll watch. And I love Beetlejuice,
Right.
but that definitely
But a
is,
lot of these shows are they settle and put in demonic stuff in there for the children, and we don't pay attention to it because it's children stuff. You know what I mean? And we just be like, and some people let their children sit up there, and because their children are just they want them children to get out their hair. Go watch it, go watch it, go do what you're gonna do, and not paying attention to what their children are really taking in.
Yeah, because like I said, we normally don't do this, but we're going to the Bible for a lot of this, and that is First Peter 5:8 says, "Be sober minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion,
Mm-hmm.
seeking someone to devour."
Mm-hmm.
And that this is the time when he's out in full blast, because this, like, I think we had a discussion where we said it was his birthday, and somebody says not his birthday, but it's pretty much his day. It may not be his birthday, but it's definitely his day.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
But if
his
you think about it
day
like this, the devil
that
already
he
have his day. He already changed the worship day from Sabbath to Sunday.
yeah.
So that's one thing. And then now you have Halloween. It's another big thing because a lot of people celebrate it. And a lot of people, like I said, because it's a cultural thing, then you got more people there. He can also influence. And then, like you said, you got Hollywood, who is out there putting it out there for the children. You got Disney, you got Disney Plus, you got Netflix, you
No,
got
it just
YouTube.
but
I'm saying
no,
you got all of these
but
things.
as I said earlier, you got Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
I was listening to a thing, and the guy was talking about Harry Potter,
Mm-hmm.
and the tree, the wand that he has is made of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Holly tree, I think it is, or
Mhm.
Holly, I can't remember exactly, but and how it's meant to bring you in and to hold you and to make you conform. And all these shows, that's why in the past couple of months and even the past year or so, especially during the pandemic, we've been really mindful and we're thinking about what our kids watch.
Right, we definitely do. And
You
you know,
know.
and one thing I'm excited that we did this time around this year is that we didn't wait. And I told them I don't look at it as we buying them gifts like for Christmas. I don't want them to think because we buying them gifts now that it's for Christmas. We buying you gifts because we want you to have something nice, not necessarily representing. Because I know Christmas for me, I felt like Christmas was always about Jesus and representing his birth. But now people have turned Christmas around to gifts and Santa Claus and trees and all of that stuff.
Well, see, that I do agree, son. I told you earlier, I do agree with Christmas for the fact of giving.
Right. Yeah, I'm
The
saying I
time
do,
for giving,
but
the time
not in
for
the
not
sense
being
of.
selfish, for the time for getting out there, and that's why I have no problem with Christmas.
But I'm talking about in the sense of buying all of these gifts on one day for your child for Christmas, and then what are your children gonna be suspecting that every year that Christmas time gifts? Then do they associate that with Jesus?
No, they associate with gifts.
They associate it with gifts because they know that they're going to receive something.
They expect it.
They expect it.
Our children don't.
So now we have totally changed for the last couple of years. We have changed how we do.
Longer than a couple of years. We've been doing it about 7 years.
Yeah, for about 7. Well,
you thought I was crazy when I said I don't want a Christmas tree anymore.
Right.
You actually fought me on it.
I did in the beginning.
You pushed on it a little bit. You didn't fight me on it. I don't want to say the one that you fought me because that's
your
the
words
one.
wisely.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and
I was just
you didn't
saying,
fight me, but you pushed like, why can we? No, and you was like, well, can we have a small tree? No. Can we have a plastic tree? Nope. Can we have a a little tiny tree? Nope. I was like, it was like no tree.
What I basically want to instill in my children is that it's not about gifts. Because what if one point in your life you don't have the money like you have all the time, and you're not able to get them gifts?
No, it's not even.
I'm just saying. I'm speaking on all scenarios.
No, I'm about to say something. People don't realize this. Do you ever realize, like, if you're just making ends meet and you're just living paycheck to paycheck, you spend all you do that Christmas thing, saving thing, and you buy all these gifts, and then January comes. Do you know? I remember this. Do you realize that January and February is the time when people are the brokest, or they have no money because they spend all their money in Christmas time. And Todd, the thing too is, like, when we did it back in the day, I think Sky and Kaya's never had a Christmas tree. That's how long ago Sky did. Kaya's never had a Christmas tree. Maybe our first year. We started when she was 6. When she was a year, we stopped.
Yeah, because she's 7 now. Yeah.
Yeah, so 6 years. So, but my thing is that we just didn't believe that, like, we'd be broke and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. Like, let's get the gifts. Like, we got them stuff. We already got it.
But I got it up under the principles because they've been doing good in school.
No, right. I'm not saying they got Christmas gifts. I'm saying
I'm just saying their behavior been good. So we like to reward our children. It's nothing with rewarding them. It's just letting them know that this is not for Christmas gifts. This is not for you to, because every year they're gonna be thinking, oh, I want this, and they want everything up under the sun, and it don't make any sense.
Yeah, I
You
know.
because you at some point you are conditioning your children in a way where they think that this is how it's supposed to be all the time,
Okay.
and that's not how it should be. Period.
We got way off the subject though.
No, I'm just saying, even with Halloween, you
Yeah.
condition your children with Halloween.
That's
You
what okay, I got
celebrating.
you. You was connecting the two. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I'm
got you.
connecting the two.
I
Follow
got
me
you. No,
here.
I am trying to follow. That's what I said. Okay, I got you.
So you conditioning your children by celebrating Halloween, getting dressed up, going trick or treating, going to different people's houses. At the end of the day, you don't know what these people putting in your basket.
It's, this is a funny thing with COVID out there, and I know some people don't believe in COVID. Some people don't believe in, it's not a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's real until you get it.
I'm not trying to be around. I'm not trying to be around people right now. I'll be honest.
Right.
I just like staying in my house. It's like, why even put yourself out there? I mean, we did a live show last night and it was about 50 people.
Right.
But we was social distance. We wasn't like on top of each other. But I just think that when it comes to Halloween, it's nothing good. It's like in Christmas, Easter, any holiday, Valentine's Day, any holiday, Labor, it's a little bit of good in it. There's not an ounce of good in Halloween. There's not not even a 0.1% of good.
Nothing that
Halloween
represents Jesus, period.
It's not even about representing Jesus. It's just about good, because Christmas is not all about, they don't make it all about Jesus. It's just about being something good, something good. The only good is that you get to dress up and go out to be something you're not, but you're dressed up like a demon, or you're dressed up like a witch, or you're dressed up like a superhero,
doll,
or you're dressed up like Chucky, or it's no good in it at all.
Period.
And people don't understand you
don't understand the warfare
you let the
that we're
devil
going through.
into your heart. You let the devil in there. We already have a hard enough time fighting this devil off.
Right.
Now you just let him in.
Right. I just believe when you start celebrating and wearing Halloween outfits, you are now inviting evil into your house. You are now inviting the devil to just walk right in. You letting him walk right into the front door. Period. That's exactly what I believe.
1 Corinthians 10:21 says, "You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the table of the Lord and the table of demons," which is pretty much stating that you cannot have two masters. Yeah. Pretty much.
So Ray Marshall said Halloween never used to be a large celebration in the UK. Sadly, in the past 15 years, it has grown larger than Christmas.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
But we haven't been at that long, so you can't agree that bad. But I was talking to somebody and they made that very point. And why is that?
No, I agree with the point where he's saying that Halloween is larger than Christmas now.
Okay, right. No, I was talking about the UK. I heard that the UK was never like this, but it has growing. And my thing to that is that the devil has been pushing his agenda for years now. He's really he knows the second coming is close. He knows something's definitely coming,
and that's why everything's happening like this.
Because what we got that summit that's going on right now for climate control and stuff,
right?
And it's just so many things going on in the world underneath the radar that we're not paying attention to. And I'll tell you, I've always been a belief of when something big is happening, is to then take away from what they really want.
Yeah, all the small things, all the small fires,
when 9/11 happened, they made the Patriot Act where they could just do whatever they wanted to do. They could just break into your home. They could just, evade your privacy without a warrant or without anything, because they'll just put it under the Terrorist Act. You see it on TV all the time, and it's so true that they do that. And I see, why is the devil pushing so hard now?
Because Jesus is coming back again.
He's been pushing all kind of things, and he's definitely been pushing the Halloween theme. He's really been, he's been pushing it hard. People go absolutely, when they said that they may cancel Halloween, it was almost like a riot.
Uproar, yeah.
It was almost like a riot. You can't cancel. We just getting back to normalcy. We're not normal, people. This is not normal. We're still in a pandemic.
It's never going to be
still in a pandemic. There's people dying left and right. There's people catching it. There's people not catching it.
But this is what people are blind now, Pedro, to this point. Even the Bible said you can't be, it's just like being drunk. and you're not even understanding what's going on around you.
Your equilibrium is off.
It's just like being drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not understanding nothing around you. It's the same thing with being caught up and being conditioned into different holidays and all of these different things. You're not
Yeah.
paying attention.
Yeah. All they wanted to do is because it's a time to go out and have fun and drink and party. And so they just like, I want to go. And, you know,
But the Bible said, what, the first shall be last and the last shall be first.
Mhm.
And that's what it says. And that's what's going to happen. Because a lot of people is walking away from Jesus, walking away from what's true.
And as parents, if we don't tell our children,
If we don't
the
teach
truth,
our children,
if we don't teach our children the truth and tell them what they need to know about Halloween and about anything in general, then we're not doing our jobs.
We're not.
And we're not training our children right, so that when they get older, it will not depart from them. I forgot what text that is. I do know it in my head, but I
as
can't
parents,
remember.
we are responsible for our children, and God is going to hold us accountable for what we put in them. He have blessed you with these kids. The best thing you can do is teach them about God, teach them how to pray, teach them how to do the important things. Because what if you don't always be here? We're not going to always be here, and we have to think like that.
Oh, definitely.
Prepare our children for when Jesus come back again.
And how do you prepare? I prepare my child by telling them the truth and not holding nothing back. My children know much more than they should know about me.
Right.
But I don't mind because I want them to know. I tell them what they need. I don't see the point in lying. That was actually part of our issue this afternoon why we was late. You know, as 11-year-old, she thinks that she don't have to. She don't like to be told stuff. Like we say something to her, she gets.
I think other people have children that's going through that
preteen
type of situation where they don't want to listen.
They don't want to listen. They think they know it all. They like, oh, I know it all. You know, why you telling? Like, you know. We
constantly
just
picking up their phones. We constantly watching because everything that they connected to is connected to our email. Connected, everything that they on, we connected to, so we can go back and
YouTube,
see what their YouTube, they email, everything that they have that we set up, it's ours.
They buy something on PlayStation, it comes up on my email.
So we know we can tell like what, because I can look right now on my phone and be like, oh, I saw you watching this show. Why are you watching it? You know,
even
what I'm
Netflix,
saying? Right? Even Disney. Netflix, all of that. We got locked. We got it on lock and load. You know, and I know you can't keep them from everything.
That doesn't mean that
no, that's not what I'm saying. Some stuff still slip under the rug. Yes, it does. And
we're not naive to say that.
And I know we can't protect our children from everything, but what you can do as parents, do what you can to put it in their minds. Repeat yourself over and over and over again. It doesn't. People read the Bible over and over and over again. It's repetitive. So the more you read it, the more it sinks in.
You know, somebody said something funny yesterday to me, and I just thought about it for Sky especially.
Right.
You know, it's funny. She would actually probably prefer a whooping than us talking to her. Because I remember when I was younger, somebody made, and I thought, you know, you're absolutely right. My father would sit us down and talk and talk and talk. And 3 hours later, he's still talking. Just like, dude, just whip me already. And like you say, we always sit that. I think that's what Sky be thinking sometimes when we're talking
to my daughter, right? And she like this.
She's like, come on already.
I mean, her hand is on her head.
She's like,
she looks
like,
stressed.
look at me. And she's like,
she looks stressed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, you may not want to hear what we're saying, but we're going to keep repeating ourselves
that's what made me
until it sinks in. Okay. Because God is not fit to say we ain't did our part.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. She's probably like, just whoop me already and get it over with. Like, just put me out of my misery. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah,
the devil is busy. You're right, Frederica. You have to pay attention. The devil is busy.
Oh, he's very busy. So busy that people don't pay attention to the point. And then it's just a subtle things. It's just
the subtle things.
Subtle things in life.
And I know you want to have fun. I know you want to go out, but it's so many other things you can do with your children that won't, you know what I'm saying, that you won't be putting this evil stuff into them and making them think it's fun and it's okay.
You know, somebody said, what's the alternative? And to be honest,
the alternative is spending time with your kids. Make it a family moment.
Yeah, what alternative is? You don't have to do anything.
Do a game night.
Yeah.
You do a movie night.
You
Do
don't even
something.
you don't even have to do that.
Or
You could
go for a
just
walk. Go for a nature
Exactly.
walk. You know what I'm saying? Do something.
or you could just sit and talk to your children.
Have a conversation. Talk to
Mhm.
get to know your children more. See what's on their mind. I'm always picking my kids' brain. I'm always busting up in their room. I don't even knock. I just walk in. Hey, what's
I
up?
don't. Yeah, Peter.
What
No,
you
I don't.
doing?
I don't.
You know,
I don't
like,
knock on his door.
and I go sit on their bed and I just be talking to them like, you know, what's going on? Anything going on? Anything going on at school? What have you experienced at school? Because just when they at school, they not around you. They not around your authority anymore. They up under the teachers or whatever they doing. And that's if the teacher watching everything the children doing, especially if the teacher got about 30 kids in the class. She ain't watching everything. So children do things at school and experiment at school. So I'm constantly asking them, what's up? What's going on? Anything you want to talk about? Anything that's on your mind that I can help you with? Let's pray together. All of this type of things is important.
Yeah.
You
And
know what I'm saying?
I just, I see the pictures of people putting their kids with
And they look cute
they
in
say,
their
"Oh."
Halloween. They have the babies. And see, this is what I'm saying. They starting with the babies, Pedro.
Mhm.
The babies from the womb.
Yeah. But that's
And,
how they do it.
you know,
though.
they starting from the babies, and
Mhm.
that's what Satan wants. Starting from the babies, dressing them up, and they look cute little Halloween outfits, but then not understanding the ramifications of what you're doing,
Yeah. Or what it really represents.
what it represents.
Yeah.
Like, you really want to see your child dressed up as a witch and as a ghost and as a skeleton?
Some people do.
I mean, it's so many other ways they can look cute. Go do family portraits, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to do
Go
family
do.
portraits.
We are gonna do family portraits. So we do family portraits. You know what I'm saying? Make the most. Go on a trip around Halloween. Do something that's memorable other than this.
Well, it just happened. It fell on the weekend. Normally, it falls on the weekday.
I mean, not
and it's
just.
not really. It's
It
not
ain't
really
about
a holiday.
I'm not saying I'm not about.
not
It's not, I
considered a
wasn't
major
talking about the
holiday.
day. I'm talking about the
that's-
fact of Halloween itself.
But you know that's the funny thing.
What's
It's not
that?
even a major holiday.
But it is now.
It's not a. They don't get the day off on Halloween.
They don't. But people.
No. But Todd, that's my point. It's not even a major holiday, but yet people spend more money on this day than and do more
Pedro,
things on this day than any other
think about
day.
it like this, Pedro. People, even if it fell on a weekday, people at work dressing up as
I know
in costume.
that's what I'm. That's my point. It's not, but it's not considered a major holiday. Now, Christmas you get off, Boxing Day, Christmas you get off. Easter you get off.
Right.
Easter
Oh, yeah,
Monday.
Good Friday, innit?
Good Friday and Easter Monday. You get 2 days off. Actually, you get Good Friday and Easter Monday.
Right.
So you get 2 days off. But that's I just.
But you know what? I won't
you
even.
don't even
I
get
won't
a day
even
off
be
on Halloween.
surprised if Halloween becomes that.
They don't need to do it because they already have it. It's just great. It's gravy the way they already have it. They don't need to change it. Change it to what? What they going to give the day off? I mean, people already they incorporated everything in their whole entire life.
Yep.
Like you said, if they have work, they have come to work dressed anyway. Come to work.
People
in a
dress up
costume.
their car. Not only their children, they houses,
Mhm.
their cars.
Mhm.
You know, all of this stuff. Some people really, it's a big thing.
I know. Make up the pumpkins, put the lights in the pumpkins, and I mean, if you guys just like were to just
we're not telling you what to do with your children. I'm just saying, if you're trying to walk a life with God and you're trying to have a better relationship with Him, you have to walk away from the things that's not of Him.
Yes, because God is a jealous God. But He does give us free choice.
God give us free will. Say, I'm not saying
well,
you have to do it. I'm just saying,
don't I have some,
think first.
Yeah. Don't I have where I can pick and choose what I want to do
before you decide to dress up everything in Halloween? Think about what is it that you're gaining from it, other than cute.
What does it represent?
Yeah, or what did it represent, other than cute pictures?
Cute pictures and candy.
And partying.
And partying. So yeah, so you gotta remember those things, and I don't know. It's like and again, like I said, I'm just pushing this point a lot because I just think when it comes to our children, we just have to be so forward with them and so correct.
Don't be afraid.
And don't be afraid because, like I said earlier, the devil's not afraid. The devil is out there, and he's trying to get everybody, and he's trying to break the families more than anything else. And
if he could break your family apart, that marriage and whatever you're going through, if he can tear that up,
he could definitely, yeah. So we just got to be very diligent in protecting our kids and protecting ourselves, because
Mhm.
we talk about the kids, but we also got to protect
Yeah, we
ourselves.
do. We
So
do.
we have to be mindful what we watch. We have to be
Mhm.
mindful, like
Whatever
Patrick
you,
said earlier.
I try to,
Ray Marshall, not
right.
Patrick. Ray Marshall said earlier, you have to be mindful. Like Christians shouldn't be watching horror movies
Mhm.
or anything like that.
Right. We shouldn't be putting things in ourselves that's not good. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? And you know, I'm just praying for people as a whole, because people are going through different situations and different things like that, and you don't realize it's maybe something that you put in you that getting you that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so much to be watchful for.
Oh, definitely. You got to be just so careful,
Hmm.
and
And
yeah,
just pay attention to things. Keep your eyes open. Be watchful.
and your ears
And your ears. Yeah,
and
all
your
of that.
fingers
Everything.
and
And
every.
also I wanted to touch on, because I know it was this the last day of Black History Month in the UK.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm. And so
Wait, hold on. Before you get on back onto that, I just wanted to make this one point.
go ahead.
That it said about James 4:7. Submit yourself therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Mm,
And I just wanted to point that out as a parting shot or a parting point.
right.
That we just gotta just resist the. It's not easy as Christians, as I said, or it's not easy as Christians
Hmm.
to resist the things that we feel are good, and that's how the devil gets you.
Well, sin always feel good.
Yeah, sin is that's what sin is. It's just something that feels good. It's
Temporary.
self-pleasuring
Hmm.
yourself
Hmm.
in so many different ways, and so we just have to learn to be diligent, like I said, and just saying no to those things, because the reward that we have is so much greater than the reward that you have on earth.
That is so true. And just because everybody else doing it doesn't mean you have to do it.
Nope.
I don't care if it's your best friend or your mama or your sister. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna get you into heaven.
Nope, they're not.
You know what I mean?
The only person gonna get you in heaven is yourself and your relationship with God,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's gonna get you into heaven.
Right.
And that's all you have to worry about.
That's it.
That's why I don't believe in no whatever anybody does or anybody's been through is your story,
Mm-hmm.
and is your um journey,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you want to go through, and that's what you're going through. Then you need help. God will help you. We tell our children all the time to lean on God. When things are going bad in school, say a quick prayer. When things are going bad
Mm-hmm.
at home, I even tell them when things are going bad at home, say a quick prayer. When
Right.
they feel mad or they feel upset with each other, say a prayer.
Or even with us. You know what I'm
That's what
saying?
I'm
Say a
saying.
prayer.
At home, that's
Right.
what I'm saying. At
Mm-hmm.
home, if they're having an issue of anything at home, at school, wherever they at, say a prayer.
Right.
God will always help you and fix you
Because not all the
and
time your
change you.
children are gonna come to you and tell you everything.
Nope.
And that's not nothing to fear about. It's just, that's why you have to build a relationship, just like you have to build with Jesus. You know, it comes from all of that. And we were still going to touch on as we ending it now, as we touch on a little bit of the UK Black History Month,
Yeah. But I didn't know if we was.
just a little bit.
What you want to talk about?
Not that I want to talk about it, just about as Black people how we should, be there for each other, help each
Oh
other.
yeah, you went. Oh, that point I made.
Well, I
Yeah.
hate when you do that. What you going to talk about, type of thing.
It's not that one. It's not what you want to talk about. I just forgot that I even made that comment.
Right.
You didn't remind me. You didn't say, could you elaborate on the comment you made earlier? Then I'm
Right.
like, oh, that's right.
Right.
Um,
You made that comment to me earlier.
Yeah, it was talking about Black history, and Ty was saying, what do I think about Black history? And I have no problem with Black history, but what I have a problem with is just like I was looking at different things, like when there's other events going on, the TV is just inundated with programs about that particular month or that particular thing.
Right.
This program, it's going to be this day and it's going to be this month and it's going to be. But when it comes to
Right.
Black history, you don't see any of that on TV.
Right.
You don't see any of that in the newspaper.
Right. So it's like, even though
I do know,
it was Black History Month in the UK, it
I
was
do
a lot
know
of
the lady.
Halloween movies out.
Yeah, I know that the lady we met a couple of weeks ago, Ursula, she
Mhm.
did a Black history thing in Sheffield
Mhm.
for a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
I know she did that, a Caribbean Black History, thing.
Right.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been other programs and stuff put out there.
Right.
But it just irritates me because I just feel like as Black folks, this thing I was saying, as Black folks growing up in New York, and this has, I don't know if it's really about Black History, more about Black folk, that we don't support each other or we don't help each other the way that we should be helped. A lot of times, somebody's doing something and they're like, oh, I can't believe they're doing that. Or they try to downfall you, or they try to talk bad about you.
Right.
Or they try to talk about the things that you're doing wrong instead of things that you're doing right.
Right.
And it just bothers me as Black folks. And then some of them, they don't even put their name to it. They just kind of like put a little, statement out there. And then you have to kind of figure out, are they talking about me or they're not talking about me?
Right.
And I just think that as Black folks, we just always undercutting each other. And for Black History,
some Black people, not all.
Oh, not yet. Some Black people. For me, the problem, with Black History, we've had a struggle. We had slavery. We still have, racism. We still have the skin of our color will cause people to react a certain way or not to react a certain way.
Right.
I heard Pastor Ray talking earlier today about it, and I totally agree with him because a lot of things he said I agree with. Like, if I'm driving in my car and the police get behind me, I still to this day feel nervous. It's just a nervous energy that comes over me.
Right.
Ty will tell you, she can almost see a difference in the way I drive. Like, I could just one hand on the wheel, but as soon as and all of a sudden I got both hands on the wheel. And I'm not touching my phone.
Right.
And I'm not looking over there. I'm making some of my seatbelts on. I'm just like,
right.
telling the kids, sit down. I'm like, just, like, I'm just like, I go to a totally different place. And,
right.
And it's just, but when it comes to Black folk, we don't support each other the way we need to support each other. We don't encourage each other the way we need to encourage each other. I think as Black folk, we can get so many more things done. We can accomplish so much more things if we just, as Black folks, just help each other. When the other one's down, pick them up. When the other one is depressed, make them happy. When the other one is going through some things, say.
But then, just like Everall said here, we can only stand for right when our eyes are open. It's a journey.
That's true.
Period. A lot of people eyes are not open to helping other people or doing different things.
And Ray put, take Ephesians 5:11, take no part in the worthlessness deeds of evil and darkness, instead expose them. Yes.
Wow.
And I think that's why we said we was going to get on today and do this program, because we just wanted to just put that out there, just knowledge, just say, guys, look at what you're doing. Do you realize that everything you're doing with Halloween is just death, evil, and just the devil? And but like I said, so with the Black History, I don't know. I think until we can support each other and be there for each other, and encourage each other, one thing I say about Tara, as you all know, she sings, and one thing I say about Tara, she will support anybody else in their singing. She would be like, oh, you did good, or good job, or if you need anything, if you need any help, if you need any pointers, if you need anything, you can contact me, you can call me, you can, whatever you need, I'm there for you. But she doesn't always get that in return, and it's
that's okay because I'm not.
No, I'm not. No, but I'm saying because then we even hear we can even sense sometimes that is a.
But what I'm saying, you never do anything expecting
No, but no.
anything.
I'm not saying that you do it expecting. Right. What I'm talking about is, that's one thing I say about you when it comes to like, you just want to support them,
right? Because I like supporting people.
And I just said, like, as Black folks, we just don't do that enough, right? And that's why I have it's almost like we're spitting in the face of all the Black leaders that came before us. And I don't care about what they did or what kind of life they led, because nobody's perfect in this world.
Nobody is.
But like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, what's that lady's? You told me the activist,
Angela Davis.
Angela Davis, like especially like Martin Luther King, the things he did to try to make it better for us in
Harriet
this world.
Tubman. Yeah, all of them people.
Harold, right? But the things that he did to try to make it better in this
It's so
world,
many. So many.
and you know when he's in his I have a dream speech, and he's like, you know, one day we can, you know, walk together and stuff, and I'm just like, you know, to me it's just like we don't want to help each other. How can we walk with other people if we don't even want to walk with ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
That's my issue that I have sometimes. It's like, how can we even walk with the other person if we don't even want to walk next to our fellow man or our
Right.
fellow woman? It's like we're so intent on just mine,
Mm-hmm.
or what that other person has,
Mm-hmm.
coveting what they have, or worry about what they're doing, or worry about what they're not doing, that we don't. And that, you know, that's just me. But to be honest, I've never been a big holiday monthly person like in that sense of like history days and stuff like that. I've
Right.
never been that. You know me for a long time. I've never been like that.
Right.
Because I think a lot of times, and especially in today's world, a lot of things get so political that it takes away from what the true meaning of the month is, or the true meaning of the day, or the true meaning of the thing is.
Right.
I know you have a different take because you grew up in the States
Yeah.
and you grew up in Alabama. So
I mean, you know, it's just, you know, it's racism everywhere now. So I think the one thing we can do is just, you know, pray. Number one, you know, work together, help somebody if you can. You know what I'm saying? Don't look down on the next person because you never know what people are going through, and you never know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? We know where we are now, but we don't know the future. So the best thing for us to do is to just, you know, be there for each other.
yeah,
Period. So thank you guys so much for watching with us today.
that
I
was.
feel like this was
I
an
thought you had more for
awesome,
Black History. Let me talk about
show.
about some of the things that happened in your life and just as a Black woman in the South.
Well,
You just trying to end the show? I'm sorry, I just cut you off. Yes, I cut you off.
well, you know, it's more what I've learned, you know, being in Birmingham, Alabama, you know, with how it was with Warren Carter, you know, he used to put the dogs and water hoses on the people, and learning about that type of thing going on where I'm coming from it was sad, you know, and just thinking about it sometimes make my heart hurt because the hate was just so strong.
Do you think that we've come to a better place in Black history?
Yes, we came a long way. I mean, you know what I
But we
mean?
still have a long way to
But
go.
we still have a long way to go. We
Okay.
still have racism there. We still have people that are judgmental and all of that type of stuff. We do still have that. It's just, you know, I think now it's more of an undertone racism now. I think everywhere now, not just in the UK, but in the US or all around different countries, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just a sad thing when you think about everything, you know, that happened in because Birmingham, Alabama was one of the most racist places to be and live, and so much killing and lynching and all of that stuff going on. I hate sometimes talking about it. You know what I mean? Because it's putting your mind in a different space.
Yeah, because it was so, like I said, with me with
I mean,
the police officers.
they walk up into your house and rip you away from your family, and you couldn't even look at a white woman, and then you get lynched. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So it was scary moments, you know, and I'm really glad I didn't grow up in those times.
Yeah,
You know,
you'd have been
in
trouble.
in Birmingham, Alabama. You know, I have learned a lot about it. They do have a museum, the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum in Birmingham, Alabama. If you ever go to Alabama, you can go visit that. A friend of mine is on, Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. I'm glad you was able to catch a little bit. You can always go back and rewatch and listen. But Alabama, yeah, it's very racist state. Period. Living in Alabama, even now, still, you know, I would say, and times are just I would say now is more violent now. A
I
lot of
think now,
killing,
I
people getting
think people are
killed.
just more brazen in what they do, or they
People are
show
more
that
bold now.
they're more brazen and bold in their
Mhm.
racism towards you.
Mhm.
You know, they're just more Like if it's 3 people fighting and it's a white guy, a black guy, and a brown guy, the cop will probably go to the black guy before he goes to anybody else. Even, like
that's even now still.
Yeah, like the black guy could be getting beat up and he'll still go to the black guy and cuff him because somehow he, it's just the way it is. This is just like the world.
Right.
That's how I feel sometimes. It's just like no matter what we do, no matter what we say, we're already behind the 8 ball when it comes to things, and it just makes life harder. But with God on my side, I know I can overcome. So I just pray and just keep moving and just hope and just say, whatever has God for me, he doesn't give you no more than you can bear.
Definitely.
So I just keep trudging along, and love people the way I love to be loved, and care for people the way I want to be cared for, and just don't worry about what other people are doing or not doing.
And a friend of mine here said, I always said that about Alabama when she moved to Alabama, that it was the most racist state and still is. And then she also said, especially in McCullough, Alabama, it's a white police told me, my brother, to get out. Wow. So
that's where's that at? That's Deep South. I know Evergreen.
McCullough, yeah.
McCullough's down. Your people's down, way down in the like near the ocean almost.
Yeah.
Okay. I never even heard that country in Alabama. That county in
it's a county.
I said never heard of that county. I said county in Alabama. I never even heard of it.
Wow. So just talking about things that happen in Birmingham. I mean, when you go to the museum there, you just feel like you just want to cry the whole time because it was just so much the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, and all of that stuff going on. It was just some very sad moments. And just to think about people always ask me, where you from? I said, Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, you from the Deep South, And
then next they
make them say, oh, you from the slave state.
They all say, did you have you ever been to the church where the girls got
the 16th Street Baptist Church where the girls got bombed? Yes, I've been there. I walked there. I've seen it all.
And they always ask that question. You ever been to that church?
Yeah. So, and it's important for us to also teach our children about Black history. Don't let them be surprised about what's going on. Teach your children about what they're going to be coming up against with the color of their skin.
I agree with what Frederica said. She said it's a cycle. When will it end? Prayer. Be there for one another. It's definitely a circle. I always tell you that you sometimes you have to learn to break through that circle, because we have circles and it just keeps going over and over. You just keep doing the same thing over and over and over, and it don't change. And it only changes when you break that circle and you cut it and you do something different. So I definitely agree with that statement.
So please, teach your children about the holidays, teach your children about the Black history, about where they from, and
yes, always teach your children about where they from.
Educate your children. Don't look for the school to do it. Do everything. You can do some things yourself at home.
Because sometimes the school try to teach you the wrong thing. Like they're trying to teach my daughter Harry Potter, and I'm like, nah.
Right.
I'm like, nope. They want to go to London to a Harry Potter exhibit. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no, she's not. Nope. She's not going. And she really,
almost convinced me. I almost wavered. She almost convinced me.
Right.
But
I think now she don't want to go. Now that we talked to her more about it,
I said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not sending her. I don't even believe in Harry Potter. I'm not gonna let her go spend my hard-earned money for her to go down there to do something that I don't even believe in.
So I think like I say, educate yourself first, educate your children, and do what you got to do. And pray with them. Keep your prayer life strong as much as possible.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because prayer is what keeps all families together, which is through God, Christ our Savior.
Definitely.
He does everything. We can do all things through Christ, who strengthens us. So yeah, we just gotta keep trudging on and just be ready. Be ready and just don't be afraid.
Just like Chelsea said, she said she'll agree with the racism is taught, and it is up to the kids to see through that. Like she said, break the cycle. Like Frederica said, break the cycle in the family and don't see the spread.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kids are
no problem. I understood what you meant.
Kids are only taught. Kids are only taught what they
kids are taught racism. They are taught.
Yeah, they're only taught by what they learn.
Just like you teach them, you put these different holidays in them.
These institutions, it's like institutions are only made to break the Black man.
That's
all the
that's a whole
police,
nother thing.
that's a whole nother subject. We could talk about that for hours. I mean, it's only made to break the black man. It's only made to be against the black man. And I know people are like, well, not everybody does bad things. White people do bad things, and other
And I know they
races
do.
do bad things. Yeah, they do, but it's just a different. They just taught to react differently towards us. You can see it's no way that the way they react, towards us is thing like.
Wow. She said she loved everybody and was raised in England. She's from here.
Okay.
And she said, I never saw color till she moved to Alabama. Girl, listen.
Well, what part of England you was in? Because I know here is here, but it's underlining. Is an underlying tone. I maybe just what I do.
But
job.
Being in Alabama, I know what she means.
Oh no, I was Alabama with you. I know.
I'm just saying.
Just a short time. I was only there about maybe 5, 6, maybe 8 years. Yeah, I can't remember how long, but yeah. But yeah, but like we said, just to kind of recap, with Halloween.
She was in Harrow.
In Harrow. Okay. Okay. I think I know where that's at.
Okay. So
some parts of the UK, she's absolutely right. That's London, right?
Right.
Yeah. Some parts of I do admit, yeah, when I went to London, like it was so good because I could be in London and nobody even say nothing to me. Like they won't even. What she said? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They won't even say nothing to me. Like you just
because
walk
it's more diverse.
Yeah, the diversity was so. Yeah, she's right. Everybody just saw you as a person.
Right. So that's what she
when
meant by what. Yeah, that's what she meant. What she said.
I mean, I was talking about like some parts of like where we live up in Halifax is a little bit different.
Yeah,
you see the difference of black and white to the point where we've had this before where black people see us or we see other black people like, hey, a black person. Like, what's up? Hey, you don't even know them, but all of a sudden you're best friends. You're just talking, across the street. You actually cross the street to talk to each other because you just don't see that many,
Right.
But
so
yeah, but like I said, just to kind of, we just, we're not telling people what to do. We're just trying to give you knowledge about Halloween, and then we just talking a little about Black history and just letting you know that we just try to stick together as Black folks and try to make our lives a little bit better in time.
Yeah, in time.
And then I just, I'm actually intrigued now because she said that she lived in England, but she moved to Alabama
when she was younger.
Oh, okay. So kind of like me.
She was, I think she was a teenager when she moved to the States.
Okay.
Or early teens or whatever.
Kind of like I did from Bermuda. Okay.
So she had a whole different taste when she hit Alabama.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I moved to New York, and that was more diverse. I couldn't imagine living in Alabama as from Bermuda. Oh my man, I would have been. That'd have been rough. Yeah, but I just want to thank you guys again.
Thanks so much for watching and for hanging in here with us.
To the Pedro and Tara
Goddess Real and Washed talk show.
Come on,
my mind is all
this
crazy.
Is Pedro.
This is Tara.
And this is the Real and Raw
talk show.
Right. And we want to thank everybody for joining us. We want to thank the new people who have commented today. We like the comments because it makes our flow a whole lot better when you put your comments up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her connection.
So she was American because gotcha.
Yeah.
So we just want to say thank you again for joining us, for giving us a few minutes of your time.
Thank you guys.
And we just want to say God bless and have a good week.
Have a good week and blessings to you all.
Blessings to you all. And again, like we always say, you can watch us again on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Twitter,
Apple Podcasts.
You say Spotify. I did say Spotify.
Yeah, and Stitcher as well.
What?
Stitcher is another podcast station.
What did you? Told you about. You know what? You try to slide that in there. I told you about going crazy, putting all this stuff on everything. You try to slide that through there like I wouldn't hear you.
But guys, if you want to reach us in any way, you can always email us at thegoddessministry@gmail.com. You can go and subscribe and follow us on YouTube at The Goddess Ministry, Facebook, and Twitter at Pedro UK17.
That's right. Yeah, oh, you remembered. Okay, cool.
So, guys,
thank you so much for watching,
guys.
Peace out. Have a good evening.
Peace out.